700 children, I think we have signed up right now.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. So that will be held down at the Paradise Community Center.
Okay.
And then, and then we have the programs that we do every single day. We have the homeless campus here. If you happen to be struggling with homelessness, then over on the 35 West Owens, there's a meal there that's served every day. There's vocational training. There's an emergency shelter. There's veterans programs there for shelter.
So can people
and of
donate
course-
all year
Go ahead.
long? Because we
They
mostly
can,
just
of
see
course, yes.
Salvation Army represented during the holidays. So can you tell us where they can donate all year long and volunteer?
Of course. So there are at least 3 Salvation Army thrift stores around the Las Vegas Valley. You can donate at any of those. And then there's at 211 Judson, the Salvation Army Distribution Center is there. You can donate. Now, we're talking about like furniture and clothing and things like that. You can donate those things there. If you want to, of course, donate finances or resources, things like that, then you can go to SalvationArmySouthernNevada.org. And you can donate to a variety of things there, whether you're donating here locally, or you can even designate your donation to disasters, like places that have been hit by hurricanes and things like that. So if a person decides to donate that way, they just put it in the notes, and then of course those resources get sent to that area.
Well, I was going to say, we sure
Yeah, go ahead.
appreciate the work that you do in the community. Also, I wanted to throw this out there, too. We were made aware, the Jokes and Jam Morning Squad, we were made aware of a situation that you do have a 30-bed facility that's open now, and it's 100% every night. Well, we are also made aware that there's an additional 32-bed facility that's ready to go, all the beds, all the facilities, but it cannot. Well, you're having trouble opening it because you don't have the finances. We're made aware that it takes like $1 million a year. So if anybody, I'm just going to throw it out there, if anybody wants to donate to get that second facility open, definitely reach out to the Salvation Army so we get that second bed open so we can help solve this homeless crisis.
Right. I'm glad you pointed that out. So there on our homeless campus on Owens Avenue, we just invited a brand new mental health service. Wow. And, a lot of people struggle with that, WC Health. So they just moved on to the campus a couple of weeks ago. And then on that same campus, you're right, we have a 32-bed shelter facility there that we want to open for someone, to help someone. And at the same time, like we all know, utilities cost money and salaries for people that are covering for staff and stuff like that. So, but we're willing to rent it out. We're willing to start another shelter there, different things like that. So, yeah, there's lots of opportunity to assist with the homeless situation here in town, and it is obviously disturbing and discouraging sometimes, but we're there to help. That's what we do.
Yes, sir. And I also, being a veteran myself of the Marine Corps, I was in the Gulf War. We definitely appreciate what you all do for the veterans.
Now,
thank you.
Can you tell our listeners if how this helps them? Besides decluttering their house, is there a tax write-off they can do? What makes me want to donate?
You're right. So generally speaking, there's a couple of opportunities. And first, if you're donating clothing, you can donate clothing directly to the Veterans Program, which means that they will, they'll have it cleaned and everything else, and then they can pass it out to veterans that are in need. If you're donating furniture, then those things go to our processing center at 211 Judson, and those things are sold in those thrift stores. And then every single dollar that's made in those thrift stores goes back to our rehab programs for drug and alcohol addiction and things like that. The Veterans Program on Owens, so that has emergency shelter plus transitional housing as they're transitioning from the shelter to their own place, and it also has other veterans-focused programs. For example, the vocational training, if they need to retrain in another job field, the Salvation Army retrains people for 42 different job fields.
Wow.
And one of my favorites is our Culinary Academy. We had our 47th Culinary Academy graduation.
Wow.
Here about 3 weeks ago, we graduated 10 more people for the Culinary Academy.
That's great.
And so that's what that does. It retrains people that maybe once they're out of the military, and it doesn't even matter what, like you said, what conflict they were in or anything. We have veterans all the way back to Korea and things like that, and we help them get set up if they need Social Security or VA benefits. We work with the VA every single day.
Okay.
Lots of stuff that we do there.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming on. Give that website so that people can come out and register to Ring one more time.
Right. There you go. It's really easy. Registertoring.com. That's the easy one to get signed up for bell ringing. And if you want to volunteer at the Veterans Program or the homeless programs, come down and help serve a community meal, then those things you can do at the Salvation Army Southern Nevada.org. So either one of those, of course, we Facebook and Instagram, we have all those too.
Thank you so much, Major. And is there a brig situation that we could potentially get into, because some of us might be a little aggressive in asking for donations?
That's no. We don't throw anybody in the brig.
Good. Good. My crimes will not be punished. Thank you.
Exactly. We do have we can assist with that. Of course, we have some very well trained case managers and all that kind of stuff like that. So yes, we get it. I mean, life is stressful. The world is stressful. Military service is amazing when people are able to do that. But that too brings along its own challenges. So we're sort of experienced at handling most of that stuff.
All right. Thank you so much,
stay away
Major.
from the brig.
Yeah. I'll stay out of the brig, but there is no brig situation for Salvation Army, so I'm good. Thank you so much, Major.
No, we don't do that.
Talking to
Well, Major, we sure appreciate you coming on. We will be back at Sam's Club, the Jokez and Jam Morning Squad this morning. We will actually be back at Sam's Club this morning from 10 to 12. If you all want to come out and meet the Jokez and Jam Morning Squad, give us some money. Tell us you don't like us, whatever. Tell us the show sucks.
Works
whatever
for
you
me.
want to.
We appreciate your help so much.
We lost our religion, our culture, our God. And many of us, by the way we act, we even lost our mind.
It's PETV with your anchors, Sherelle Winters and Flavor Flav.
Yeah, boy, yo, bust the move.
In today's edition of PETV News, we'll explore the devastating effects drugs are having on our society in what is now termed the basehead syndrome. We'll also feature the controversial group Public Enemy and their new album, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, which is causing a ruckus everywhere.
Here it is. Bam! And you think, Sam, this is the dope jam. But let's define the term called dope, and you're thinking me funky now. No, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, Cheryl, kick the ballistics, G.
Up front, an ultra-hyper faction known as the Brown Bags lodged a protest today against rap music.
Yo, bust this, man. Yo, listen to Flav, man. Yo, right here live, serving for the protest for PETV live is my homeboy, Truth, man.
I tell you. Well, you know, Chris, all the rap noise and the violence associated with it is bringing our country to its knees, and we're not going to stand for it anymore. And we, the Brown Bags, have a plan to put an end to it all.
Here is the true tale, why the ones that deal, all the ones that fail, yeah. You can move if you want to move. What a groove. If they like the groove, the problem is this. We got to fix it. Check out the...
This is MC Light coming live and direct from PETV. In the never-ending search for the bass heads, we've come to a new hiding place. Yeah, that's right, Wall Street.
Check out the justice and how they run it, smelling, sniffing, ripping, and brothers trying to get flipped in. Selling their own, rob a home, while some shrivel a bone, like comatose walking around. Please don't confuse this with the sound. I'm talking about bass.
This is MC Light from PETV. We're inside Wall Street searching for bass hits. Let's see what we can find. Shh.
together too. The bells of those that boost the dose of lack and those that spell the black. Same on the brother when they dealing. The same block where my 98 be wheeling. And everybody know another kilo. From a corner, from a brother, keep another below. And stop killing and killing, stop grilling. Yo, black, yo.
Just in this red alert. Chuck D, leader of the controversial group Public Enemy, has been taken hostage by the Brown Bags. We'll have more on this story as it develops.
Hey, yo, I'm not a drug dealer, man. Yo, get off of me, man. Get off.
So as you know, as promised, coming up, we got a man that needs no introduction. We got the mayor of Rap City, Chris Thomas, and for everybody who's an old school hip hop head or even a new hip hop head, this is history right here. So right before we bring him on, we do want to play a little clip of Rap City for you right quick.
Y'all know what it is, Rap City forever.
It became phenomenal that none of us expected.
You want a real hip hop? You went to Rap City.
The longest running hip hop show.
Rap City, it was the religion. The hosts were the disciples.
And this is still Rap City.
Hip hop, blackness, culture, creativity.
Iconic moments.
But now there's an illmatic, super heroic visual to it.
The booth was what really took it to that next level.
That was a moment to just have fun. It was the magnum opus for hip hop.
And he just spit some bars. I was at home like, damn, yo.
There was no place you could get pure, uncut, raw.
Here's the thing that people didn't know.
There was a beef between 106 and Rap City.
Competition that we weren't prepared to deal with.
We can't get who because they're going to the other show?
Dudes, be professional.
Rap City was truly authentic.
It was for the gritty, it was for the grimy, and that's what made it so special.
We were introduced to so many other artists just at the beginning before they started.
As promised, that was a little clip of Rap City. Back in the day, man, Rap City meant something. If you wanted to hear real hip hop and not just hip hop, you want to hear the culture, you definitely tuned in to Rap City. I know every day we used to rush home after high school, boy, straight to the crib to check out Rap City. And our next guest right now, we have the mayor of Rap City, a legend in the business, Mr. Chris Thomas.
What's up?
What's up,
Good
Chris?
morning.
Man,
How y'all doing? How you doing, Spanky?
Man, it's such
Mahogany, Panda, Tisa, and Wildcat. Is the whole crew there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
All
man,
right.
we really wanted to thank you for coming on because you are such a legend in the culture, man.
Well, thank you, man. Anytime, bro. Hey, man, that's one thing. You ain't gonna beat Father Time, so you might well have fun while you're here. So, thank you.
Hi, Mr. Thomas. I'm Delilah. We've had a slight employee switch. Hi, nice to meet you.
Okay, Delilah, how you doing?
Fantastic, sir.
And I'm Samson. Okay.
Oh, hey, you already know how that ends. Ends with me rich and you broken. Let's play the game. I am in. Nancy.
Don't cut my hair, please.
I'm in, sir. Mr. Mayor, I have a few questions for you if you don't mind.
Yes, go ahead.
What was your most memorable moment in Rap City?
It was probably when Will Smith was one of my guests.
Oh.
Actually, I was touring with the Run DMC tour, and I was touring with the Run DMC tour. And when Will came on, this is about the time where he was about to do Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And by him being on the road, or us being on the road together for so many years, I remember when he was sitting on the set, he was he was looking at the teleprompter that they were trying to get me to read about hip hop, because they wrote it in a different way than we pronounced it on the streets. They wrote it as "What's up, homies and homettes" and all. So Will Smith said, "Hold up!" During the commercial break, Will Smith said, "What are y'all doing to Chris?" So my producer said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Chris knows what to do. He traveled with us. He already knows. He's in front of 30, sometimes 50,000 people on these concerts. So let him do it, and you'll see a whole different thing on this show. And that was probably one of the most memorable moments.
Wow.
That and when I got Big Daddy Kane to talk.
That's amazing. So how did you get the Rap City gig?
Well, as I said, I was hosting. Well, I was on another show on BET called Tell Me Something Good. It was the first black game show back in 1987.
That is cool.
It was called Tell Me Something Good. But I think me being on Rap City was because my connection with hip-hop and traveling with the Run DMC tours and being on tour with NWA and Digital Underground and Queen Latifah. So I guess a lot of that stems from that. But I had to audition. Like everybody else.
Okay.
But that day during the audition, they had people wearing neckties and shirts. I wore a Tor Jean outfit.
Oh no! Were you nervous because you didn't look like them?
Outfit, and guess what?
Got him.
I guess you couldn't get no more hip hop than that.
Right.
Oh, being original. So, did comedy come first for you or Rap City?
Comedy. That was the bread and butter. So, which made when I hosted Rap City, I was the first actual comedian. See, what happened was Chris Rock turned it down. Run DMC wanted Chris Rock to be the host of the tours. Chris Rock turned it down.
Wow.
So at the time, my manager, they were promoting some of the tours or some of the dates. And Run DMC came to town, and we sat downtown D.C. at the Marriott Hotel, and we were just talking, and they got to laughing, and they said, we're going to put this guy on. So I really became the first comedian ever to host a rap tour and a rap video show. Because they thought both of them were silly. They thought that hip-hop wouldn't last long. And they already knew comedy was, but they thought putting both of them together wouldn't work. So that's one of my claim to fame is I was the first comedian ever to host a rap video show. That was number one.
That's amazing. And look what Chris Rock missed and what you missed. You could have been getting swole up in front of all them people by Will Smith. Full circle. Look at Jesus. Look at
But you know what the crazy thing is? It was difficult. And maybe Chris saw something. See, I was an impressionist at the time. And I still am. But during that time, it was crazy, you know, being in front of a bunch of 40 or 50,000 young people whose attention span was that of a second. And I had to go out and keep their attention. So what I did was I pretended like I was a rapper. So I had one of the S1Ws from Public Enemy to pretend he was my DJ. His name was Mikey M.F. Love. And I would come out and I would do a rap. And I still remember it was like I started doing words that rhyme. It started the beginning of life. There was caveman. Then came his wife. So and it took 10. I brought me a gold chain just like everybody. I'm jumping off speakers. I'm doing anything because those kids, they weren't polite, man. They were throwing money on stage. I'm talking about hard quarters. And I remember one time a cherry bomb they threw at Will Smith, and it went off right when he hit his back.
What? This is disrespectful.
I remember Flavor Flav used to be on stage, and they used to throw them quarters and pennies, and Flavor would go, "Hey man, stop the music, Terminator X." Now the next person that throws another penny, man, is gonna S1Ws.
Oh my gosh!
But it was fun. You know, it was fun to travel with the guy. Because actually, I was on the bus for 1 year with Public Enemy, so I got to go through the rituals that they go through with them being Muslim. And the videos they used to watch of Minister Farrakhan. Now, me and Flavor, we were the only guys on the tour bus that ate pork. So why? And you know, Chuck and all the guys, they used to sit there and read the back of the label of they were looking for certain contents on the food can, and if it was in there, they wouldn't eat it. But me and Flavor, we was ribs and everything else.
At least they didn't get offended while y'all was tearing that up.
Now, Chris,
we used to have a ball. I mean, the how we got. I mean, I remember after the show, me, Will Smith, DMC, and Flavor would always talk. That was our little group. That was our little group after the show. We would always go back to the hotel, and we would meet downstairs in the lobby. And we would just, you know, chat about different things. And Flavor was so talented. He would play classical music on the piano. So we stayed at the best of the best hotels.
Right. Now, Chris, we do have, speaking of that, we do have another comedian that I'm sure you're familiar with. We got the Wildcat on the phone.
Yeah, Wildcat.
Hey. What's going on, Mayor? I just want to let you know I voted for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
So what is going on in Wildcat's world this morning?
Oh, man, I'm feeling weird. I just got kicked out of Sam's Club for asking for too many samples. Okay? If they samples, then why I can't get 5? That's all I want.
They free anyway.
Come on. Ain't like somebody else waiting on me, you know? All right, that cheese gonna get hard.
Boy, you a fool. Yeah, man. Now you know, Chris, you gonna hang out with us the whole hour. I think. You believe? I believe. I think you said.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So you know, we gonna play all. We're going to play all old school hip hop all morning because we got the mayor of Rap City coming on. And here go a classic for you right now. The Queen.
Well, it's the LA, the TI, the FAHUCY, the QWN is the reason I must be myself. Well, fame hasn't got me souped up, selling out sloppy or poppy. There's so much to live for, therefore, here's more from a woman. Keep your rumors to yourself. The overblown, homegrown, non-known fools who never shown proof, let alone own a lot of props or a hip-hop pop chart notch. On your clock is my spot, now who got the mots? I do, why you little played out attitude? I'm allergic to whack fools.
I've been hanging out with the James gang.
So make me wanna go out with the bat and the magnum. But a wise, civilized, and growing higher. Judgments from the queen, punishment is the fire. I'm here to make these fools out of liars. You must learn to step and respect the sire. Face the fire. Lots of us had it up to hear the thoughts of feeling fear. The sound is playing like a Q-tip digging in your ear. Mama Zulu stands for positivity, knowledge, and grace. I never run my piece to them, I take it to your face. What you're hoping odds that I stop or maybe choke. It's very hard to figure out has got you in a yoke. I thought you thought I cut it short and no one's never getting near. Latifah's had it up to here.
What is the deal?
Some of these commercial entertainers are commercially a pain to my mind and my behind trying to disdain her. Bumping me up because the queen has now reached a certain plateau. All I do is poo and say it's that so. Talk is cheap and I talk got any cheaper. They be selling Nike tongues instead of sneakers. Case, Ciroc, blase, blah, etc. This is a scene from the queen lot. Lovely and lyrically loose, but ladylike. I'm too slick to slip or get tripped by the shade type. Jump shot talk and still wonder how loose I got. When I'm in town, I give the roosters the shots. Break, space, never waste your mind on a rhyme that'll get thrown in your fucking face. I caught you, thought I cut it short and no one's ever getting near. Latifah's had it up to here.
Doing documents.
F-A-H, you command. Your face, the fire, boy, you wouldn't get the time of day, so make way, hey, silence, I say, lay low, and have a cold one, cause the whipping I'm dishing is an old one. To my morning bowl and I rolled. I took your gold and stop your single cause it never ever sold. Matter of fact, it never even got the time to sprout. So you could never give me body. The flavor unit is doing it back again this year. How many flavors of the flavor can you love to hear? Feather frost of my holocaust. I'm staring at you. Put in a bid on who will fall. I'm sure to match you. Snatch your stature. Your broken looks more like a fracture. Catch that rapper. Latifah will be back to crash you. Go by a heart cause from the start I told you no one's getting near. Latifah's had it up to here.
We're back. This is the 107.1 FM, AM 1400 Jokes and Jam Morning Squad. Back with the mayor of Rap City and Wildcat and my girl Delilah in the building.
We have a special treat for you, corseted comedian Delilah, and the morning show crew is going to give you a contest. It's a contest for tickets. So you can come see the Commodores, Pointer Sisters, and the Spinners with us this weekend in Prim. Come party with us. It's going to be fun. The phone number, 702-221-7283. Be the seventh caller for these contest tickets. 702-221-7283. Come party with us on Saturday, November 30th. And Mr. Thomas, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, it's Delilah again. Thank you so much for joining us. And I have more questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
What guest was like, wow, what guest just turned you back into that excited child?
Whoa.
That's a good question.
I don't know. I had so many guests, and I traveled with most of those guys. So I think when Donald Ross was on the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Donald Ross was in the green room. I think she was there to do Video Soul.
Okay.
So we were all in the green room at BET together.
Okay.
And this is when they had the big uproar about her kissing Arsenio Hall on his show.
I remember that. I watched that live.
And so what happened was my producer, she said, "Hey, Chris, we're going to do some ins and outs, but Donald Ross is downstairs, so we're going to ask her to be on the show." And I said, cool. So we just start filming the show, and I went down stairs and started talking to Dinah. And that's the young lady that kissed Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson kissed. So through the Smokey Robinson and the Temptations and all those people.
Right.
So she let me kiss her on the cheek, and I have a picture frozen in time.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Me kissing Donna Ross.
Wow.
She threw her hands up. Reach out and touch
somebody's hand.
How intimidated were your girlfriends after that? I would throw that in your face every time we get into a fight. You just over here taking pictures.
He said they're intimidated
they
now.
Intimidated now. I think ladies don't think that. Ladies think they can have male friends, but they don't think men supposed to have female friends.
It's probably awkward because you got that photo blown up in your house. Is it blown up over your fireplace?
I show that to everybody. That other pictures that I've had in the past. You know, I used to. I was on tour with Heavy D too. Also in Trouble T. Roy when he fell off that ramp.
Oh yeah.
So,
R.I.P.
I was around with Tupac and all of those guys back in the day, man. So I got to see a lot, man. I got to see Slick Rick, Big Daddy
Wow.
Kane about to throw down, and
Yeah. When I was in Memphis, I opened for it was a rap. It was a rap, not rap city, but it was a rap tour. It was Roxanne. It was Big Daddy Kane, Chub Rock, and Dana Dane was on there. I was the opening act. That was incredible.
you know that was my first tour back
Oh, wow.
in the early '80s. Dougie Fresh and Dana Dane, they took me on tour, and you know I was very, very blessed to be chosen, man. I mean, actually, I'm not from New York. I'm from D.C. So through all the comedians or comics or talent that they had in Washington, to be chosen, and that has happened for me all my life. Even when I tour with MC Hammer and the group Guy and Ready for the World and the Gap Band.
Yeah. That was my group, Ready for the World. That's my group.
And you know what? And I'm still young. It's the whole thing is I started so young, man. I started young. My first concert was with Prince.
Whoa.
This is when he came out with the album Controversy. So when they said he was on pain pills, bro.
Oh man!
I saw him jumping off speakers in high heels and leggings and jumping off. So I know why his hips were hurt.
Wow. And we still got Wildcat with us too. Wildcat, did you want to ask?
Wildcat was Wildcat crazy.
Yes, definitely. You're right, and you're right. I am crazy, and I do have a question. Brother Mayor, I think that comedians focus so much on the show that they forget the business. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know a lot of comics who are extremely talented, but don't understand that they have to keep a phone on. They have to keep a running car. You know, we can't book you if we can't call you. So we always talk about the funny part of the game. Real quick, talk about the business part of it.
Well, the one thing it is, it's only a small percentage of your entertainment, and the rest is business. Because as long as you got your performance down, now the one thing that I do hate nowadays is when they got to put 10 comedians on one show.
Oh yeah.
I think it takes away from every comedian on the show except the MC.
Right.
Because you're going to see him constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But what people don't understand about putting butts in the seats, and this goes for comedy clubs, I wouldn't per se concert when you at a theater or a hall, but when you at a comedy club, everything is in everybody's hand. You know, I know if I decided to do a show, and I know that me and Spanky we've been talking about this Rap City comedy reunion.
Yes, sir. I'm on the tour.
Now,
that's gonna be amazing.
To go into a comedy club, and you already know that hypothetically, you might be successful depending on how they promote the show or what's happening that weekend. But if the promoter or the club knows that they're giving you, let's say, $10,000 and they have a potential of making $50,000.
Right.
I wouldn't sit around and get the food and alcohol and just wait around and see who's going to show up.
Right.
You a restaurant first before you anything. The entertainment is something just unique and special that people pay for.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But if you get the food and alcohol, there's people out there who are going to go to a sports bar and they're going to spend $50 to $60 on food and drinks, and they didn't want to spend their money on a comedy club just because they know what their appetite was for food and alcohol. So why not give them a complimentary ticket? Now you ain't got to go online and say we're going to give you a free ticket. You can always just meet people in traveling, like you said that you was in the store just a while ago.
Sam's
Are
Club.
y'all outside ringing the bell for Salvation Army?
Right.
It's giving back, and that's the same type of thing. You're giving people an opportunity. Because how many times I've seen somebody say, "This is my first time going to a comedy club or a comedy show."
Yeah.
So you always have to keep the seat and learn the business, learn how to promote you. So because you can make 2,000 by yourself, you can bring in 100 people and make $2,000 for yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't always have to have somebody promote you, but you're being honest and you're being truthful to the game because you don't want to go to 50 states and try to keep doing it because you don't live there, so you don't know what's going on. So he's right. So Wildcat is right. Learn the business. Learn how to. I don't put a lot of stuff online, but a lot of people put a lot of stuff online for me.
Okay.
Like the other day, a guy put a video up that I did in 1989.
Yeah. I saw that.
I did a video in 1989. I forgot all about the doggone video.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and you were
But I mean, whatever you do, it's tight. There's so many singers out here and so many comedians out here, but they don't have the venues. And people don't even hang out and party like Monday through Wednesday anymore. Back in the day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's probably how they came up with that song. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Because it came from people were out and having a good time. Now it's like, if you can do a comedy night, it's small. It's a small crowd, maybe 100, 150 people. But back in the day, man, in D.C., when it was Chocolate City, we had at least 40 clubs that we could go to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We down to probably 10 now.
Right. Facts. Well, Chris, we're going to take one quick break. Then we're going to come back, let you get a final word in. Of course, you cannot mention hip hop or rap without this next song coming up. This is Dougie Fresh, The Show.
Excuse me, Jokez Fresh. Yes. Have you ever seen a show with fellas on the mic with 1 minute rhymes that don't come out right? They fight. They never write. That's not polite. Am I lying? No, you're quite right. Well, tonight, on this very night, you're about to hear, we swear, the best are rappers of the year. So, sure you go. Yeah. Scream bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show. Yo, Rick, I was about to put you home. Why? Because the shoes always hurt my thumb. 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. 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 Come on, come on. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, come on. Yo, what's my limit? Well, I don't know. They're late. Tell them the time. Oh, I forgot the day. Man, you did it again. Oh, no. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Well, don't get us wrong. Excuse me, Dougie. Excuse me, Dougie. Excuse me, Dougie Fresh, you're on. Oh.
And we are back with Chris Thomas, the mayor of Rap City. And I'm hoping he can give us details on the Rap City comedy tour. And you know, our Spanky's going to be there.
Yes, sir.
Well, like Barack would say, thank you, everybody. It's great to listen to your morning show. It's great for me. I mean, the election is over. Joe Biden don't know if he won or lost. But just speaking to the morning crew.
Yes, sir.
So I want to let everybody know, too, I recently, for the last several years, I had another blessing in my life to hook up with LeBron James's family.
Amazing.
So I've been doing a lot of hanging out with his mother and his uncle. That's the one that he talks about that helped him learn a little bit about money.
Okay.
So I have a documentary that I did with they call them, well, they call us the Hall of Famers, and it's the James gang, because a lot of people are not really in his circle.
Yeah.
So there's a video that's on YouTube. It's called the Hall of Famers Season 2. Hall of Famers Season 2, and it's a documentary spotlight. It's spotlighting his mother, LeBron James, Fly Cry, and myself. And they came to D.C. I had met this guy, and they came to D.C. and he was a rapper. So, you know, he don't need to be a rapper. He got an uncle that's a billionaire.
Right.
But so I started helping him out. I called Roxanne from over at Rock the Bell and did an interview.
Okay.
Got them on a few shows and went up to Akron and did some few things in Cleveland. So LeBron James, and then even the Hip Hop Awards the year before this one, when they did the 50th year of hip hop.
Yeah.
I had Gloria James and all of them came out. So it's just another blessing and appreciation. And thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. And this Rap City comedy reunion is going to be basically, since I was the first comedian ever to host a rap video show.
Right.
Me and Joe Claire was talking about it. Joe was like the second comedian on Rap City.
Yeah, that's my boy.
But Joe just he does a TV show here in Washington, D.C. called the DMV Zone, and he does radio now. He took an afternoon drive, so I don't know how much Joe can do it, but I did do it before a couple times, and we were very, very successful.
Okay.
So there's two different type of tours. There's a tour where we do the Rap City reunion, and that's the host of Rap City hosting a hip hop show where we got a bunch of hip hop artists. And there's one in me and Spanky was talking about. We're doing several comedians, and we do just one hip hop artist.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Just to close it
be a
out.
blast.
That's gonna be amazing.
And then for a lot of people who don't know, I'm the guy that introduced David Chappelle on stage when he was 14 years old.
Wow.
Oh wow! I didn't even know
I'm
he was
the
a
one
baby.
I'm the one he talks about that said his name wrong. I mean, I took it to a new level. I gave him one of the best intros that you could ever hear. His mother came to me and said, "Young man, can you put my son on? He's 14 years old." So what do you say about a 14-year-old kid? You normally don't hear 14-year-old kids want to be comedians. So I walked on stage and I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, here's a young man that's 14 years old. And you never know. He might be our next biggest star." Put your hands together and welcome to the stage, David Chappelle.
That's one thing I learned in comedy and from musicians. get the name right. Thank you for coming out.
Get the name right.
Thank you
and
for
it's no
joining us.
problem with people asking. And I get more of that from older people. I don't know if they're trying to be sarcastic. What's up, Chris Rock? Or what's up, Chris Tucker?
Oh, no.
You know what I say? I say, I know them all. They my friends.
Well, we sure appreciate you. This has been a distinct honor to have you on, Chris.
Absolutely.
We sure appreciate you. Like I said, you're a legend in the game, man. You don't know what this means to the Morning Squad, man. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, brother, anytime.
Thank you very much.
Anytime. It's like when I called Jimmy J.J. Walker from Good Times.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not, he's glad to talk to you.
Oh, wow. Man, we love to get him on the show. Right before you go, Chris, can you...
You know, I asked, it's a whole lot of, some people, they don't want to go because people ask them certain questions, so they want to know. They want you to write down all the questions you're going to ask. I'm kind of like, well, just ask me. I'll come up with something to tell you.
Yeah. Right before you go, Chris, can you do a drop for the Morning Squad? Just say, this Chris Thomas when I'm in Vegas, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, I will. Now, what I'll do is you send me, just send it to me because I want to make sure I get everything right.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Just text it to me and I can just do it through my recording on my phone. And I'll send it out to you.
Yes, sir. Well, like I said, we sure appreciate you, Wildcat. This has been the 107.1 FM Jokes and Jazz Morning Squad, AM 1400. We out till Monday.
Hey. And why did you do it, Diddy?
Order. You take a quarter, so you sort of sport the new border. From the overweight lord of lovers. Brothers give respect because I give respect to brothers and others on the agenda. Try to remember, I rock the party from September to September, meaning all year round. I can go down, sound for sound, rap for pound. Now, I'm still living large. My soul soft as the moth, soft as the barge. I'm a giant, a major appliance to the industry. They are the boys, and I ain't too heavy. Cause the flip is the trick. Later on, I'm a rip. Cause the rip is legit. Now I'm go up, show up, blow up, and make you hold up a sign.
The world famous radio shopping show weekday on 1400 KSHP North Las Vegas and KSHP.com.
Have you ever dreamed of having your own radio show or a podcast, but just didn't think it was possible? Well, dreams can come true. Radio U. Radio U is a 5-day course that'll teach you how to acquire your dream show. We'll teach you how to host, how to write commercial, how to interview, how to market, how to write a contract, and most importantly, how to monetize your dream radio show. You'll learn from some of the best in the business with over 75 years in broadcast experience. You'll learn from people like me. And the best part, every single student will be live on the radio as part of the class. Plus, one student from each class will get their very own radio show. You'll be live on the air right here in Las Vegas. Radio U. The 5-day course is being offered at $699. For more information, give Radio U a call. 702-763-5024. That's 702-763-5024. Or check them out at RadioYOU101.com.
50% accuracy from 2016 to 2021, starting to descend into the 80s the last 2